We almost exclusively cut stainless, so I don't like running it dry, so I'm having trouble getting video now of all the parts we're making. So this video is just going to be basically about the last 10 days worth of work, job parts we've made and jobs we've done, just pictures of me talking about the parts. Here we have a half-inch hole, 90 degrees to that we have a quarter 20 tapped, and 90 degrees to that another quarter 20. This is stainless steel, 1 inch, 1 inch by 1 inch. These are really simple parts here. They're just 10-inch long, 1 inch OD, chamfered on one end, squared up on the other end. On the right hand side here we have some more that are basically just chamfered on one end, squared on the other. I believe those are 4-inch by ½ inch OD. The parts on the left are 1-inch OD. The length of the first part is 1.313. Then it gets turned down to ½ inch for another 0.141. Pretty specific on the lengths there. It's also tapped on the end with a quarter 20. Of course, all the edges are chamfered and the holes chamfered as well. The next two pictures are of these angle iron parts that we make. They're not necessarily my favorite because the angle iron is rough on the bandsaw blades and also rough on the end mills. We knock a flat in the top so that we can tap the hole. We put a 5/16 18 thread in the top of these, but they want the thread to be really close to the actual size of the flat. The OD on these parts is 1.25 inches. The end is turned to a radius end and there's a chamfer put on the back side. As you can see, these haven't been cleaned yet or anything. There's still paint on them from the raw stock. Here's a picture of some that are actually already finished and ready to ship. This part was fairly interesting to make. It's a ½ inch OD, has a flat on either side of it, just wide enough to take a quarter 20 thread that's offset from one end more than the other. This is a picture of some of the parts that are actually in the process of being cleaned up, and this picture is of parts that have already been cleaned up and packaged. You can see that the flats are just barely big enough to contain the threads, and that's to spec according to the drawings. This is some stainless steel pipe. I believe the ID is just over 1 inch. The sides are tapped 3/8/16, I believe, 2 holes 90 degrees from each other. And then both ends are chamfered. Sometimes we do some plastic. I believe this is UMHW. It's 4 inches long by just under 1.5 inches wide. It has two .281 holes in one side, and on the side you can't see there's a single .516 hole. If you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. These aren't the videos I want to make. This is just what I'm able to put together. I've got a lot of work to do on getting the camera system set up or the coolant. And yeah, so I appreciate you hanging with me, guys, and I will definitely try to be doing better here in the future. Thanks for watching.